I want to bring Sergio up here just before we close here, Sergio Gabrielli, because one of the things that you talked about in terms of the Macando, you feel that Brazil has very strong safety standards. Are you suggesting that you can't learn from what happened in Macando? And are you reviewing what you've done as a result of Macando?
No doubt on that. We have a lot of things to learn from Macando, and I think that on containment and response, it's a very important thing that we have to improve. The industry is lacking very good operations on containment and response. But I think that international standards is also something that we should try to improve. But I doubt that we can have the enforcement of the international standards in the coastal lines, which means that we should try to help in each country that we are operating to get and to bring as an industry to bring the best practices as you can.
I would agree. I think one of the problems you have an international regime. They're working on a coastal state. The enforcement relies on the flag state or the coastal state. And if the coastal state lacks the capacity, then it's a problem. But if the standard exists and the company is a good company like your company, you would make sure that you would have the highest standards. And I think that's the value that can be added.
I said you'd have a chance to ask Sergio a question if you wanted. Yeah, who wants to take a shot at that? Elisabeth?
I don't want.
No, I'll pass on that.
You'll pass it then. Yeah. If no one has a question, I will ask you a question because actually, Sergio, when you were giving your comments, you basically suggested that if people were not so risk aggressive, and they followed proper procedures, we could do a lot to minimize our risk. How do you get the balance right? Because, you have shareholders who want results. Obviously, this was a very, very expensive lesson for BP. And of course, there are a lot of lawsuits, and it still has to be cleared up who is exactly at fault. But one of the perceptions is that in a sense, people were in a rush to get production going. Can you elaborate on your thought here? Because it was a very pointed message to the U.S.
Yes, I think that it's important that you have to find a balance between to be more efficient and more fast growth in your operations, but you have to be looking at the safety side too. We have a saying in Petrobras, in doubt we should stop. If you have a doubt, you have to stop. That's a very clear message that we have. The second thing is we have to try to give the critical decision-making process outside of the frontier or the front operation. We have a supervision of our operations 24 hours a day, remotely supervised. And the decision on how to do things on the operational front, the critical things cannot be left to the people that are onshore, offshore. Yeah. That are some examples of ways that minimize things. And we have also procedures that, for example, we test our systems every time that we shift our teams. This costs a lot, but we do that.
John, I want to give you the last word here.
So understanding the risk and having a system to manage it is crucial. I think one of the problems before, there was too much risk management on delivering profit and not enough risk management on being safe. Yes. And that's probably the key message. Okay.
Let's give a big round of applause to all our participants. Terrific discussion. Thank you very much. Okay.